Alrighty, folks. If you in the cold calling texting game, you need to be aware that the FTC has adopted some new rules or regulations or whatever the heck you want to call them. Don't break them because bad things can happen. Adrian, what do you got?
Yeah, guys. So, most of our business used to be on cold calling and text messaging. We've kind of got away from cold calling because the restrictions that have tightened with cold calling, like a lot of you guys get spam numbers, right? Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of them will just show up missed call because of the way that the carriers are putting restrictions on the outbound calls. Well, it's also getting even deeper with text messaging. So for those of you that are in cold calling, you guys know this. You have to register a phone number. There has to be some sort of a phone number registered, or you get a call rail system where they can't find you. But even then, you're burning through a lot of phone numbers, right? Why? Because the main carriers are shutting down mass cold calling systems, right? They're trying to make it illegal, right? Even though the politicians do it when it's time to vote, and they send us, and
Yeah,
even though they send us hundreds of text messages every single day to vote on this
yeah.
person, right? We'll notice that when that time comes, the restrictions, it's interesting how it works, Zuber, because when that time comes, the companies aren't really focused on restrictions. And then the moment
Shocking.
that time goes away, it's like, oh, all of a sudden we have to, enforce the leash, which is a little interesting.
Yeah, yeah. But again, if you're going to be in the game, you got to know the rules.
Right.
Because if you try to go against the rules, eventually somebody's going to come get you. And I've heard people get significant fines and really be taken out by not
Yeah.
following the rules.
Oh yeah, most definitely. We've had, when we were just cold calling, we had multiple lawsuits that came in where we had to just settle $5,000, $7,000 because they were on the do not call list, and
Yep.
somehow, some way, they got away from the do not call list on our system. We ended up calling them again. They recorded, and boom, right? Well, now it's getting deeper with text messaging. So text messaging, they're really trying to put a restriction on it. So now, for those of you that are using batch leads, you have to register your phone number or a business to get a 10DLC number with either Twilio or Telenex, some sort of outbound system that's going to provide phone numbers, because batch was getting hit with lawsuits of these different, from the FTC rules, right? So now what they're requiring you to do, and companies like Launch Control, they're requiring you to have a website with full disclosure, buttons that they can click with full disclosure, opt-out buttons, and if any of these don't exist, they can legally go after and sue you. Now,
Yeah.
not only that, guys, the writing has to be absolutely specific to what the FTC wants, because if there's one letter wrong, we know the law, right? It's all about wording. If there's one letter wrong, boom, you're liable for a lawsuit. Right. So for anybody that's text messaging, we send 10,000 text messages a day. We're watching this, very, very closely, because one wrong move, right? Boom, we get another lawsuit. So for everybody listening to this, look into the different, I don't know what system you're using, but make sure that your number is being protected in some sort of way. Make sure you have some sort of secondary call number that you're filtering through, like CallRail. And then anybody using Launch Control, make sure you get a separate website set up. An easy way to do that is by using ClickFunnels. I use ClickFunnels, have someone go in, hey, I need it to look exactly like this, and it makes you stay in compliance.
Yeah, there you go, folks. Again, if you're going to be in the game, follow the rules. And hearing these stories just makes me really happy that I'm lazy and just shop on the MLS.
It's a lot less liability for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have these problems. These are problems I don't have to worry about, but I
You just
certainly will watch them. Adrian, if somebody want to reach out to you, ask deeper questions about this, because again, you speak to a very special entrepreneur type of folk. How should they reach out?
Yeah, shoot me a message, guys. Instagram @Adrian Hernandez. Appreciate you.
All righty, buddy. Thanks. Take care.
Let's go.